woke up and reality hit me. I have no family. I have no friends. And it's all because of a spiritual thing. A lot of us lose our family at a young and early age, and we don't even realize it. We believe just because their body, just because their flesh is still there with us, that we still have them. But let me tell you something. If you ain't never get a hug from your parents, if they're always angry, you don't have your parents. You don't. They're gone. Mine ended up leaving due to some spiritual thing. Something spiritual. I mean, I can't be surprised. My family's from Mississippi and whatever, Louisiana and stuff. So I can't be surprised. But I can at the same time. The reason I'm not surprised now is because I'm 21 years old. I've sat with this hard truth for a good couple of years now. I've pondered it. I've explored it. I've investigated it. Honestly, I've even talked to my mom about it, my dad about it, siblings about it. The truth will come to you. It will come to you. You just can't be afraid to ask questions. You can't be afraid to throw stuff out there. A little backstory on me. I was born with gray eyes and blonde hair. Yeah. And I know nowadays you're thinking, well, that's nothing normal. Baby, I was not born in the 22nd century, whatever we want to call it. I was not born in the 2020s. I was born in the 2000s. Yeah, that's not normal. That was not normal. Not in my family, at least. In my family, everybody was born with brown eyes, brown hair, black eyes, black hair. And I was born with blonde hair and gray eyes. And to make matters worse, my eyes kept changing. Right now, they're hazel, so I still have colored eyes. Not only are my eyes hazel, sometimes they turn green hazel. A lot of people tell me my eyes are green. So I still have colorful eyes. My hairline, my baby hairs, blonde still. I still got blonde arm hairs that sometimes turn platinum in the sun, depending on what angle. I ended up having my hair cut off. I cut my hair off when I was a teenager. We all go through something in life. And my hair never grew back the same. It grew back a darker brown. I believe it's a brunette, but it still grew back a little different. Now you may be wondering why I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this because in a family who is afraid of the unknown, people who are afraid of the unknown, the mysterious, the unusual, that's not normal, if they're afraid of that, you're going to be deemed as a threat to them. As a newborn, I was a threat. I was so much of a threat that right when I got pushed out of the womb, my mom decided right then and there to keep me from my dad. As emotionless as my dad is, he did his best to, be there for me still. I grew up with my auntie. My auntie raised me for the first, half a decade of my life, a little over. And I'm just now realizing that we used to share dreams. We used to share dreams. And it wasn't on purpose. My auntie was an empath without knowing it. She's an old school one. I don't think she liked being an empath. I don't know what we going through right now, if it's a retrograde, whatever it is. I'm getting dreams that I had when I was a baby. And it hurts. Because, man, when I was 5, she had already decided that she was going to start abusing. I mean, I can't be surprised. I had 2 baby sisters, which means she was already abusing them. And that's wild, because when I was 5, my little sister was 3. Now they're grown. They don't like me. The reason they don't like me is because they were taught to not like me. They decided to use me as a shield. And they realized I just was not going down. They decided to experiment and see what I was going through, and they realized they went down. So they decided to put me through more. And then started calling me names because I kept standing tall. I only stood tall because, for one, that was my mom. I didn't want her to think that, she was hurting her child. But that was her intention. Her intention was to hurt her child. But I didn't know that. I thought she was just trying to discipline me, teach me lessons, teach me things. No, she was trying to hurt me. Everybody else knew it but me. I'm the only one who didn't know that. And so they're wondering, they're thinking, oh, she just thinks she's so strong. Oh, she thinks she that, she thinks she this. When the whole time I'm thinking, okay, I know that my mom grew up getting beat too, so she's doing the best she can do. She don't know what she's doing for real. So I'm gonna just do my best to be happy, because she's working, she's trying to give us a happy life. So I'm gonna do my best to be happy. Not to mention, I got siblings who are looking up to me, so I have to let them know, hey, what mom is doing, it's nothing that she's doing to intentionally hurt us. She's just doing her best to teach us lessons the way that she was taught lessons. But they knew she was trying to hurt me. And I didn't know that. So the whole time I'm trying to be a positive example, they're looking at me like I'm challenging. Like I'm coaxing on a ball. Looking at me like every time after I get my ass whooped or beat or whatever, I'm picking up a red flag to say, haha, you better come get it. Like, no. And it's all because of my spirit. As a child, you either think you ugly or you're pretty, or you're trying to think about who got a crush on you or who you got a crush on, or who's gonna be your friend, who's not your friend. You know what I'm saying? You might be thinking about your grades. I was thinking about my grades and stuff though. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you think about as a child. You don't think about what type of energy you have. You don't think about that. You don't know about that. You might know about God if your parents teach you about God, if your grandma or something, but you don't think about what energy you embody. You don't know about that. But you know who does know about it? The adults in your family. They know about that. They knew about that, and they never told me about it. I had a cousin who was the same age as me. I was born one day before her. One day before her. So I was older than her. They told her about energy before they told me about energy. I didn't learn about human energy, spiritual energy, until I was about 18. So what everybody else in my family knew since they were kids, I had to teach myself when I was 18. Everybody else in my family was taught that. I had to teach that to myself. So while I'm being taught, you're nosy, in reality, I'm not nosy. I'm not nosy. I have a gift to hear things that people want to hide. I'm not nosy. So while my family was doing research on what my gifts were going to be, they figured out a way to make it bad, so that when I grew into my gifts, I would be afraid of them. It would cause me trauma. So y'all know what psychosis is? It's not that I have psychosis. It's just that I grew into my gift of hearing. And my family tried to teach me that I was crazy. The first time I had left that family, I was 13. That's a whole nother story. I was supposed to stay gone. But when somebody wants you so badly, they'll trick you back into their life. All that love I never got, I was being given right then and there. All that attention I've ever wanted, I was being given right then and there. And I went back, and she kept doing the same thing. She kept hurting me. After I went back, she stopped giving me love. Like I was a boyfriend. You know how them abusive boyfriends be doing their girlfriends? Baby, I love you. I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. And then when they go back to their boyfriend, they start getting beat again. That's what she did to me. From 13 to 17. I endured that for 4 years. Because I wanted my mom to love me. And I wanted to show her that I loved her. She tried to do it again when I was 18. But this time my spirit was not letting me go. I had to drop out of college because of a nightmare that I had. And when I tried to tell my mom about it, she laughed at me and was like, "Do you really think I'd hurt you?" She said that so comfortably, as if she wasn't hurting me my whole life. I still have scars on me to this day. And I haven't seen her in about 3-4 years. I left when I was 17. I'm 21 now. I haven't seen her in about, 4 or 5 years. It's finna be 6 years. Because I'm turning 22 next month. Now let me tell you this. This I will tell you. And this is just for anybody who has dreams about people. If you ever have a dream that somebody is chasing you, they are trying to hurt you. You're running away from them for a reason. And it's because your body is not supposed to be near them. When I was in college, I had a dream that I was in a house. It was super dark, and her and my sisters just kept chasing me and chasing me and chasing me. And then they grabbed me, tied me down on a bed, and killed me over and over. And I just wouldn't die. I wouldn't die. I kept waking up from the dead, and they kept killing me over and over and over and over again. I'm 18. I've had dreams my whole life, and I've never woke up with that much sweat from my body before. My whole bed was wet. When I got out of my bed, I was slipping because it leaked over into my bed, onto the floor. You may be wondering, did you pee on yourself? No, I did not pee on myself. I checked down there. I was good. That was sweat. Like I was running a marathon sweat. I'm 18. I'm still wanting the love of my mom. What 18-year-old don't want their mom to love them? Let's be real. I should have been a bad girl, but I'm a good girl by heart. I'm a good girl by nature. I ain't never yell at my mom. I ain't never talk about my mom behind her back. I ain't never do none of that. My sisters influenced me too. And it took me a good because they started when I was 15. No. It started when I was like 13. Yeah. They started talking about my mom behind her back when I was like younger than that, honestly. Way younger. It can date back to when we first moved in with my mom. They was talking about her behind her back since then. And I didn't start, talking about it until I want to say 15, 16. About like 16, 15, 14, 15. I didn't start doing none of that. I ain't never steal from my mom. My sister stole from her. Yeah. So I know I was a good girl. So it's easier for them to like walk away and not believe all of that or whatever, even though they were loved. You know what I'm saying? They experienced the motherly love. They experienced that mother-daughter connection. They used to wear matching outfits, take pictures with each other, talk to each other all day. They used to sit on her bed. The only time I ever really sat on my mom's bed is when she told me to sit down next to her. I ain't never hugged my mom. We only wore matching outfits and took pictures with each other once. Like, come on. And now I'm an adult and I'm hearing, you look just like your mom, you sound just like your mom, you scared me, I thought you were your mom. Like, my bad. Like, dang, okay. So let me tell y'all, I called her. I called her because I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't leave the room. I don't know what was wrong. It's like I just hated the fact that I left and I still felt like she was attacking me. But it's like, why are you attacking me? I'm gone. I'm not doing what you don't want me to do. It's like I'm 17. I'm getting in trouble for looking at dating sites. But I'm 17. Why am I in trouble for looking at dating sites? I'm pretty much allowed to be on dating sites right now. I'm 17. Not to mention, get this, every time I left, she'd tell me, okay, you can come back. I'm not gonna whoop you. I'm not gonna do none of that. Just don't cuss at me. Just don't call me out my name. Just make sure that you clean the house. With the boo. And we'll be cool. I ain't never do none of that. As soon as I get back, it's a little B. What you thought this was? Da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, okay, she's treating me like I'm an enemy. She's treating me like I'm a stranger in the streets. What did I do besides come back off of the whim of you? You said that you wanted me back. You said that you loved me. You said that you wouldn't do that to me again. But look at you. I haven't even been here for 2 days and you're already attacking me. Why do you want me here if you're just going to attack me? So, anyways, fast forward. I'm 18. I'm calling her. I'm like, hey, yo, mom, I just had a nightmare. I can't get out of bed. Da 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 da. And I told her what it was without her even asking. I told her, I said, you and my sisters, y'all were attacking me. I woke up sweating. Now, one thing she knows about me, I ain't never had a nightmare for real. Never. I don't have nightmares. That's not me. I don't have nightmares. So she starts laughing. She's like, do you really think that I do that? Da 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 da. Yes, I really think you do that. She did it to me before. This right here, this is not a beauty mark. That's a BB gun shot. She shot me with the BB gun, and the BB is still in my arm. This right here, she slammed a knife down on my finger on purpose. I have so many scars from so many different things. Of course I think that she'd do that to me. But I was still so young. I still wanted her love. Don't get me wrong. I'm 21 years old and I still want my mama's love. But I know I'm not going to get it. I tried to get her love from when I was 7 up to 20. Do the math. That's like 13 years. Maybe, I don't know. Wait, let's try 7. That's 13 years. I tried a whole 13, 14 years. 13 plus. Because if you think about the time I was staying with my auntie, I still tried then too. And she was still mean to me then too. But she was mean in a secretive way. Because she didn't want me to tell my auntie. Because she knew that my auntie was going to keep us away from her. Yeah. So she's laughing. Then she tells my sisters. Then my sisters start laughing at me. They start calling me crazy. Being all like, you're going to get sent to a mental hospital. Blah, 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 blah. All that type of stuff. Now, that's another story. I'm going to tell y'all about that later. But, while I'm telling them about, like, why I don't want to go back home now, you know what I'm saying? They're calling me crazy and all this types of stuff. When in reality, I'm not crazy. My spirit just told me what was up. I stayed on the phone. I stayed in contact with them for about like 3 years. Those were the worst 3 years of my life. And the worst 3 years of my life as an adult, as a person that's not staying with her family. I stopped, when I came to California, I called her. I was like, and this is what helped me decide. This is what helped me decide to not stay in contact with her while I was in California. I called her. I said, what's up? I told her where I was at. I let her know that I was safe. Still, me trying to be a daughter and get that daughterly, motherly love and affection. It ain't happening. And that's why I say 20. This February was a whole year I haven't been in contact with her. This November will be a whole year I haven't been in contact with my sisters. So I have to wait until November to see what it'll be like. But since so I called my mom. I let her know where I was at. I did all of that stuff. Tried to get my birth certificate. Because she still ain't sent me my birth certificate. How is it that you know I need my birth certificate, but you not trying to send it to me, but you gonna send me bags of hair? You gonna send me some cheap hair, but you ain't gonna send me my birth certificate. Oh, I. So I called her. I was like, "How are you doing?" Da 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 da. Then I started feeling like I was getting stabbed. I started feeling this stabbing pain, this stabbing ping. And so I got off the phone with her. You know what I'm saying? Before I got off the phone with her, I told her, I was like, "You know what? I know that you're doing spell work on me. I don't appreciate it. All I ever wanted was your love, and you just kept hurting me. I'm just not going to stay in contact with you. I do love you. I hope that you understand that. But we're not going to be talking." And I said, "I'd appreciate it if you and your daughters stopped doing spell work on me. Thank you." And then I hung up the phone. Before I could hang up the phone, her and her daughters were yelling at me. They're like, "You're crazy, da 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 da, blah 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 blah. This is why we hate you, blah blah blah." I know I'm not tripping. Because for one, they told me that they've opened portals that they couldn't close. And they've been using my brothers to open those portals. I didn't know. They started telling me about the portal stuff since I was like, what, 18? I didn't know what a portal meant. I thought that they were just talking about some alien stuff. So I was just laughing it off. I was like, oh. Then they were like, "Yeah, but we're being hunted, blah, blah, blah." I was like, oh. Ever since I got off the phone with her, my life has improved drastically. I've lost weight. I'm not prostituting. I'm not on drugs no more. I'm actually 20, 21. Yeah. I'm actually 2 years sober now. 2 years sober off of hardcore drugs. I haven't done cocaine since I was like, what, 18? And I haven't done meth since I was like, I want to say 19. So yeah. I haven't prostituted since I was 19, 18, 19. Yeah. I started my business. I got me a resume. I got some money. Like, I'm telling y'all, you leave your family alone for a year or two, wonder, pay attention to how your life's going. And I mean zero contact. Pay attention to how your life's going. You'll know if you need to drop them all together or not. Now, I need to go and talk to the sun. Because, yeah. But let me say this. People will work hard to get you in their life, only to work hard on taking your life from you. Somebody pursuing you is not always the best thing. Now I see why people don't like me to pursue them. Every time my mom, worked hard to get me back in her life, it wasn't for the good, it was for the worse. My family knew about this. My family knew this was going to happen the whole time. They didn't try to stop it. If anything, they helped her with it. I remember my cousins coming over to my auntie's house, asking her questions and being like, well, da 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 da. And my auntie being like, that dream that I was telling y'all that when I was 5, my auntie was like, no, I would never pick up a knife around them or confront them about it. All of that stuff. They were like, maybe you would, maybe you would. Come to find out, my auntie was having a dream seeing through my mom's eyes. My auntie was having a dream seeing through my mom's eyes. My big sister ain't never liked my mom. The reason my mom started stabbing me when I was 5 in my dream is because I told my sister to give my mom a hug. And my sister was just looking at us like, surrounded by her friends on her phone. She was not getting up. My sister was in her throne, whatever it was. She was not getting up. She was not getting up. So my sister knew something that I didn't, and my sister didn't try to tell me. Yeah, I gotta get up. It's like 9 o'clock now. Thank y'all for listening. You know, this just goes to show. Definitely. If you ever have a nightmare about somebody and you running away from them, that's your spirit telling you you don't need to be around them. I love y'all. And let me just say this also. I am not a mysterious babe. No. I am not a mysterious babe. You're going to get to know me very well.